How do you manage to do all of that? Push-ups, pull-ups, and do burpees and all of that. White, you know, you're coming down hard on your shoulders.
Yes.
How do you manage to do all of that? You know what I mean? Like when you're using your shoulders with calisthenics, you use your shoulders like you said for damn near everything. How do you how do you deal with that?
This technique. One thing I've learned is that with a burpee, you never want to throw yourself down on the floor.
Okay.
Because when you throw yourself down on the floor, you add like this shock. And you can really mess up your wrist. I've been there before. You can really mess up your wrist. You can really mess up your shoulders if you don't know what you're doing. And also, if you do not have proper form. This is, for me, I also have a certification. I have a certification in NASM, and I also have a certification in exercise correction.
That's what's
so, just having the education in the back of my head, I'm like, when it comes to exercise correction, you need to implement not perfect form, but proper form.
Proper form.
As in, if you're going into a burpee, if you're going into the push-ups, know the key things. Engage your core, squeeze the glutes. One of the most important things that gets looked over and injure a lot of guys and they start to get tendonitis is the elbow placement.
Yeah.
You cannot have your elbows out here in a push-up, nor in a burpee. You're going to injure yourself, and the elbow is a very sensitive joint. You want to keep it in at a 45 degree or closer to you.
So once, like under the shoulder a little bit, or
like shoulder width apart, like right here, you know. But you never want to be out here. Some guys is doing wide push-ups like here, you know. Just because it look good doesn't mean that it's beneficial at all.
Okay.
Just because it look good doesn't mean it's beneficial. Doing exercises like burpees and push-ups and things like that, that's really beating out the body. But the most important thing is the recovery aspect, which I highly emphasize. You know, I recover. I really, really do. So, yeah, that's it. Recovery.
All right. So with you saying that, you know, I think that's extremely important.
Yes.
You know, how much rest would you say? Okay, first I'm gonna ask, how many days do you work out and how many days do you rest in a week?
Wow, it really depends, man. I'm an adult, so
that means basically you have life is going on.
Right, life is going on. Almost, you know, I run my businesses and everything like that. But I would say like 3 to 4 times a week.
Got you.
Sometimes, yeah, 3 to 4 times a week. I mean. I wouldn't say 5.
Bad.
So I wouldn't say I work out every single day.
Okay,
because
so you rest in.
There has to be some kind of recovery. There has to be some kind of recovery for sure. So yeah, 3 to 4 times a day, and then I'll probably rest like on the weekends or something like that. Unless I have to like shoot content, or unless I gotta shoot something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's the ratio right there.
Got you. Okay, so you know, like you working out 3 to 4 times a week. How do you break down your days from body parts to cardio? Like, how do you take for that full body workout? Because I feel like when you say 3 to 4, it doesn't even seem like enough time. But then again, I know y'all make what people think is not enough time. y'all be doing way more than I. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how do you break it down? Like,
sometimes I'll do splits. Sometimes. Not only do I do calisthenics, I definitely do weights. I love to do some squats and deadlifts. And, you know, I feel like we shouldn't be leaving our weights at all. Add it to the regimen if you want to. Yeah. But if you really want to develop your posterior chain, and you really want to develop your lower body, implement some weights. So I would probably do Monday's International Chest Day. But so Monday, it will probably be like upper body focused workouts.
Okay.
Tuesday would be probably like a back and shoulder day. Wednesday will be legs, but I wouldn't work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll probably do like a Monday because my workouts are very intense. So it's like Monday, and Tuesday I'll recover. Wednesday I'll do some legs, then I will cover. And then Friday, or maybe one of the days out of the week, or maybe if I add 2 days out of the weekend, then from there I'll implement some stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
It seems like a fair balance. Now, when you're doing these workouts, where do you add in the cardio? How do you? Is it by the intensity in which you work out, or do you literally have a separate time to say, okay, I'm gonna run this time, or I'm gonna do burpees this time?
It's crazy because, like, especially when it comes to cardiovascular health, I have a lot of endurance, and I wouldn't say that I have a specific day like, okay, I'm just going to do cardio. But my favorite choice of cardio would be running upstairs. I'm a stair fanatic. I love running upstairs. Either run upstairs or I do hill sprints.
Okay.
So that's having like that HIIT cardio aspect, not just doing cardio, just running. I want to make sure that I'm doing HIIT cardio, getting those type 2 muscle fibers fired up. Yeah. But I don't really have a specific day for just doing cardio. Okay. Because, you know, especially with the burpees as well, because you have to understand, like, when you are sweating and your respiratory system is active, you're potentially doing cardio.
Okay.
You could be lifting weights and because you're sweating, you're doing cardio.
Yeah.
You know? Because cardio is all about advancing the cardiovascular system.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha. Bet. This is a little from before with the burpees and all that. You know, I see a lot of videos where when you are doing a burpee, sometimes it's on concrete or whatever.
Right.
Now, we've always, well, let me not say I've always heard this stigma that, you know, running or jumping on concrete is bad for your joints. It is. Do you feel like that rings true to you, or do you feel like as long as you're strong enough, you're good?
I wouldn't say as long as you're strong enough, because when you're dealing on concrete, it does place a heavy impact on the joints. But it really depends on the individual. It really depends on the individual and what the individual is doing. Like I said before, when it comes to a burpee, it's technique. Yeah. A lot of people like to slam themselves on the floor, you know,
or when they jump
themselves on the pavement just to get back up, and not knowing that what you think is being beneficial is actually being detrimental. Yeah. You know, so you have to really, you know, be careful of that. But definitely a softer surface is much more safer than concrete. Anything safer than concrete.
Yeah, you know, facts, right? Got you.